Hi, I'm George the Weather Dad. Happy Father's Day to all of you fathers out there. Now you're going to notice my shirt being a little funky today. That's because it's a green shirt. I'm in front of a green screen. But it does say, this is what a great dad looks like. Thank you to my son Stephen and my two daughters Kristen and Allison for this wonderful shirt. Also, I'd like to just mention Happy Father's Day to a couple future fathers, Ryan and also Paul. And Paul, thank you. You're going to give us our first grandchild come August. So happy future Father's Day to the two of you. Now, as far as the next 7 days are concerned, it's going to be a bit inclement, but it's also going to start warming up. It's going to feel a lot like summer. Now, I want to show you here on Monday, you can see a lot of yellow. Again, yellow reflects normal temperatures, normal highs right now in the Ohio Valley. We're looking at temperatures certainly in the 80s. Here, a lot warmer, certainly down towards the south and towards the west. But anytime, again, you see yellow with the sun so intense, that's going to reflect clouds as well as rain. Tuesday, well, you're going to start seeing a little bit more darker shades moving its way into the Great Lakes. That's going to represent more humidity building in this area, and there's going to be a bit of energy working its way down, and those two aren't going to mix real well. We could be looking at a little bit of severe weather by midweek right here in the Ohio Valley. Here on Wednesday, you kind of see that little bit of a spin right there. That's that next bit of energy working its way in, and that energy also extends back towards the west as well. So we're going to see warmer temperatures, more humidity, which could kick off some strong thunderstorms, more I think mainly in the way of heavy rainfall. We have to keep an eye on that. Here on Thursday, that system really kind of moves on through, and then we're going to see temperatures warming up. You can already see building there in the Central Plains. Here by Thursday, Friday, you kind of see it again. Some very hot weather. We could be looking at triple digits there in the Central Plains. A lot cooler as you head up towards the northeast again, and that's because you're not going to see a lot in the way of sunshine. Here on Saturday, that heat building towards the east, and then by next Sunday, you can see that heat all the way to the East Coast. Certainly, I think if this holds true, we'll see temperatures in the 90s with high humidity levels here in the Ohio Valley, and again, I think we'll see triple-digit heat as you head towards the Central Plains. Precipitation, this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. It's not going to be a washout in this area, even though it kind of looks like it. Once again, we're seeing some low pressure just kind of hanging around, and that's going to kick off some showers as well as thunderstorms. So temperatures are still going to be fairly warm, but it's also going to be wet at times. Here on Tuesday, you kind of see it here, it down towards the southeast, working its way up towards the northeast. That energy, again, kicking off potentially a little bit of severe weather there on Tuesday. Here on Wednesday, that moves into the Great Lakes region. Here we go again here in the Ohio Valley. Once again, with all that humidity, sun pops out. Watch out for some thunderstorms there. I think the system probably moves through here on Thursday. That's probably where we could potentially see a little bit of severe weather, maybe Wednesday night and on into Thursday. This is what that's reflecting, but that's going to be moving on out. Notice the tropics, pretty clean here on Thursday. On Friday, this is going to represent more heat and humidity working its way in. You can kind of see the northeast being relatively inclement as far as that is concerned. And then here on, this is the first day of summer. This is June 21st. Also a very special day for the Zabrecky and Wilson household. And just FYI, down in Florida, it's going to be fairly quiet with the typical late afternoon thunderstorms. Congratulations to Allison as well as Daniel. And then as we head on into your next Sunday, notice how fairly dry it is. It's going to be, I think, a lot of sunshine, a lot of humidity, a lot of heat. It's really going to feel like summer across most of this area. Remember, we saw those cooler temperatures up in the Rockies. Well, that's because the next system is working its way in. That will eventually affect, I think, the Midwest by a week and a half from now. But overall, next Sunday, I think it's certainly going to feel a lot like summer. So there you have it. Fairly wet to start off for the upcoming week, and then getting hotter and a little bit drier as we head on into next weekend. Once again, happy Father's Day to all you dads out there.